Hello friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. This is the Franchise Stars Baseball League postseason for Year 2 of the FSBL, coming to you live from Shea Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals, after winning Game 3 to keep themselves alive, now send their top pitcher for the season, Dizzy Dean, to the mound to try to extend the series and force a Game 5 back at Busch Stadium. In order to do that, the Cardinals will have to break through against the Mets' David Cone, who goes for New York. There you see the results. The Mets bats broke out in Busch Stadium. The Cardinals, though, were able to take Game 3 here. Game 4, potential elimination game, is up next. Appreciate everybody checking in. Hopefully you all had fun. I know Beatles Eternally did a wonderful chat just now on his channel about APBA and cards and dice and all sorts of stuff going on in that segment of our awesome hobby. On the mound here, David Cone warms up 11-9, a 4.36 earned run average in 33 starts on the season. The Mets, still in the lead in this series, 2-1, have elected to hold off Tom Seaver, try to get him to full rest rather than bring him back on 3 days rest here. And the hope for them, of course, is that the Mets can win this one and Seaver will be primed for Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. That NLCS would be against the San Francisco Giants, who earlier today on the channel eliminated the Montreal Expos in an absolute rout up in Montreal, 16-6 in Game 4, to clinch their spot in the NLCS for the second straight year. Cone to Ozzie Smith. Smith loops one out to right, but Strawberry is able to range into the gap, put it away for the first out, and we're underway here in New York. Your Cardinals lineup: Smith, Drew, and Hornsby, Mize, Edmonds, and Collins, Boyer, Langford, and Molina round things out for the Cardinals. Here's J.D. Drew. Drew batting 100 in the series, takes a fastball outside. Postseason was not kind to David Cone last year in his one start against the San Francisco Giants, who jumped all over him, knocked him out in the first inning. 1-1 here as Cone works to Drew. Skied out to left, slicing towards Gilkey. He puts it away for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down for the Cardinals. That'll bring up Johnny Mize. Mize so far, Rogers Hornsby hitting in the 3-hole today against the right-hander. Hornsby batting .273 so far in the series after a terrific season. Hornsby's been an all-star both years of the FSBL. Fastball misses down and away. It's 2-0. Another late-night broadcast. Work kept me, but now I'm off for the next 4 days. So hopefully we won't have to be only starting broadcasts at midnight. But if you're staying with me here, I appreciate it. 2-1 offering from Cone to Hornsby. Curveball misses down low. There's Johnny Mize swinging in the on-deck circle. 3-1 the count as Cone works to Hornsby. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes full. Payoff pitch from Cone. Rides inside. It's ball 4. Hornsby draws the walk, and the Cardinals have a 2-out base runner here in inning number 1. Just underway here at Shea. Here's Johnny Mize. Mize batting .400 in the series. Breaking ball there, and this ball is scalded to right, but Strawberry is right there. Puts it away, and the side is retired. So Mize tees it up, but puts it right out to Straw to end the Cardinals' top half of the first. We head to the bottom half. Cardinals nothing, Mets coming up. And St. Louis will send to the mound Dizzy Dean. Dean, an exceptional regular season, won 20 games as a rookie. He got touched up a little bit in Game 1. It was arguably a quick hook on Dean in that opener, but it did have them saying that Dean will be ready to go however long is needed here despite the short rest here in Game 4. He will face Jose Reyes to start things off. First pitch from Dean. Reyes slaps it out to left. Hanging up, though. Langford ranges over, puts it away for out number 1. Your Mets lineup, Reyes at DH today. Alfonso and Beltran. Strawberry, Johnson and Duda. Lindor, Gilkey, and Joe Ferguson. Again, Ferguson acquired from the Astros in the offseason. Here's Edgardo Alfonso. He's hitting .364 in the series. Takes a fastball for a called strike. Here is SGJ Jamie. I'm not exactly sure what that reference is, to be fair. As the show is a far, far better game than Baseball Mogul. 1-1 offering from Dean. Alfonso loops one to short, but Smith pulls it in for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down here in the first. That'll bring up Carlos Beltran. Beltran, 143 so far in the series. No homers, 2 RBIs. Dean's only needed 4 pitches to get through the first 2 batters. First pitch swinging, Beltran chops it to first. Mize has it, he'll take it himself. Beltran busting it down the line, but Mize beats him to the bag, and the side is retired. So a 5-pitch first inning for Dizzy Dean on 3 days rest. You'll certainly love seeing that. We'll head to the top of the second. Cardinals nothing, Mets nothing. Here from Shea. Oh, okay, Jamie. I thought that was a serious, kind of comparison between the show and Mogul, and I'm like, what? What? Nothing needs that big an insult. Here's Jim Edmonds. Beatles eternally in the house. How are you, Beatles? First pitch swinging. Edmonds pulls it foul. Edmonds is 5 for 12 in the series. Cards and dice thing isn't really my thing anymore just because of the nature of how I like to do projects, but I certainly respect a well-done game. And APBA, Baseball for Windows was my first game as far as a computer game. Fastball there at the knees, rings up Edmonds. Cone has his first strikeout, and there's one away here in the second, bringing up Ripper Collins. But fine chat on APBA and marketing and other stuff about the cards and dice community, other games that do it, cards and dice and related kind of games. Action PC, OOTP aren't cards and dice, but that kind of thing. Non-console games is a better way to put it. And what they do right and what APBA is clearly doing wrong. So go check out Beatles' channel and catch up on that discussion that aired right before this game. 2-1 as Cone works to Ripper Collins. 1 out here in the top of the second. Fastball there, Collins fouls it off. 2-2 the count. Again, the Mets holding Tom Seaver back for a Game 5. That pitch down in the dirt, Collins chases. Ferguson fields it cleanly, throws to first, and Cone has struck out both men to face him here in the top of the second. If the Cardinals are able to win this game and extend the series to a Game 5 back in St. Louis, Tom Seaver and Bob Gibson would be your pitching matchup. Here's Ken Boyer. Boyer batting .231 in the series, a home run, 5 runs batted in. Boyer had a big game in Game 3. Cone fires, fastball up high, swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. Greatly appreciate anyone tuning in to this late broadcast. If you are not a subscriber as of yet, I hope you will kindly consider doing so. An added perk of being a subscriber is that you can participate in the live chat with a really cool and really knowledgeable group of baseball and sports fans. Fastball misses down and away. The count goes to 3-1. There you see Ray Langford swinging on deck. Cardinals donning the beautiful blue and reds. Helped them get the Game 3 win. No reason to change. Fastball in there for a called strike. The count goes full. The Mets discarding their black jerseys from Game 3 for the plain white jerseys, which I loved. A lot of Mets fans hated these jerseys. I love these jerseys from 1998. 3-2 pitch. Fastball misses up high for ball 4. And the Cardinals once again have a 2-out base runner, this time in the form of Ken Boyd. So here's Ray Langford. Langford had sat the past 2 games against the lefties, Kuzman and Sid Fernandez. Back in the lineup today, Brian Jordan grabs a seat on the bench against David Cone. The 1-0 offering from Cone. Fastball on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Langford 303 during the regular season, and that's a bounce back as Langford was hitting around 250 at the All-Star break. Didn't have the pop that he had a year ago. But another fine year for Ray Langford, who was a very underrated player in his real-life career. Not Hall of Fame or anything like that, but Ray Langford was a very, very solid offensive player for several years at his peak. 1-2 the count here as Cone works to Langford with 2 outs in the top of the second. High slider. Langford gets a piece, fouls it off to the left side. Cone fires, fastball right down the middle. I'm not sure that's where Cone wanted that pitch. He may have gotten away with a mistake there. Langford fouls it off. Cone takes a peek over at Boyer, who's probably not going anywhere. There's a pitch away. Langford tries to hold up, and he doesn't. Goes in the dirt. Ferguson grabs it. Cone strikes out the side. Not sure Langford's happy with that. He does not think that he went there, but he's rung up. We head to the bottom of the second. We're still scoreless. Here's Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry 385 in the series. He's gone yard as well. First pitch from Dean is a strike. 0-1 the count. Straight heat there, and Strawberry swings right through it. It's 0-2. Offering there, changeup misses down and away. Beatles pulling for Dizzy and the Cardinals. Because who doesn't want to see a Game 5? Other than the Mets, obviously. Strawberry dribbles this one foul. Counts 1-2. Again, the Giants have clinched the berth in the NLCS. Mets looking to join them with a win today. Change up there, locks Strawberry up, but it's a called strike. First strikeout for Dean, and there's one away here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Howard Johnson. Johnson batting .231. Fastball misses down low. Home run, 4 RBIs so far in the series for Hojo. High fastball. Johnson hits it the other way. It's slicing. It's going to go foul and out of play. Johnson, a terrific bounce-back season after a rough campaign last year. Nice change up there from Dean. Gets Johnson flailing out in front of it. It's 1-2. Curveball swung on a miss by Johnson. It slips past Molina, but he retrieves it easily. Throws him out, and there's 2 away. Beal says Game 5 in this series would be one for the ages. It absolutely would. Seaver's obviously been great, but Bob Gibson has been one of the biggest disappointments in the league. He was great in the postseason last year for the Cardinals, but he had an up-and-down season last year, and he wasn't very good this year. He's been up over a little bit over 4 both seasons. He's a 99 rated pitcher. So it's not a ratings thing. It just has not worked out for him over the first 2 years. And then he struggled in the first game of this. But even so, he's Bob Gibson, and you've got to believe in a Game 5 situation, Gibson is going to come through with a strong outing. I, for one, would love to see the matchup. So, Duda flies out to Edmonds. That ends things here in the second. We'll head to the top of the third here at Shea. We're still scoreless. Mets and Cardinals, Game 4 of the NLDS. Here's Yadier Molina. Molina still looking for his first hit in the series. There was some thought that Walker Cooper would get the start, but Molina's defense just makes it hard to put him on the bench. Especially the Mets have a couple of guys who can run, most notably Jose Reyes. 1-0 the count as Cohen works to Molina. That fastball's in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Bernard Strom, how are you, my friend? Good to see you there, Bernie. Tex Ags is in the house as well. Good to see you. Thanks for spending this late night / early morning, depending where you are with me, for some playoff baseball. 2-2 the count. Here's the offering from Cohen to Molina. Molina pops it up. Duda retreating. He'll get under it, though. Put it away for the first out. So the order turns over. Here's Ozzie Smith. Smith 0 for 1. He lined out his first time up. He's hit .308 in the series, though. Ozzie has been an offensive surprise. He has hit right around .285 to .290 both years of the FSBL so far. I know Ozzie kind of became a bit of a better hitter as his career went on. But his career averages, which is what you kind of start out with here, obviously weighted for era and all that stuff I've explained before. I won't go all the way through that again right now. But even so, that .290 is a little bit high for him for the moment. He got there a little quicker than I would have anticipated him doing so. 2-2 the count. Here as Cohen works to Smith. Popped up. Reyes. Sorry, that's Lindor out at short. Reyes is the DH today. Lindor doesn't even have to move. Puts it away for the second out.
Now batting, the right fielder, J.D. Drew.
So in steps J.D. Drew. Drew 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. Curveball. Misses inside. It's 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Yeah, going back to the Bob Gibson conversation, you know, if you followed this league since I started it and you were around for last year's postseason, you remember Gibson's 2 great starts in the series against the Expos. And he even threw a pretty good game against the Giants, too. So, I mean, you know, he made 3 solid starts in the playoffs last year. But his regular seasons have just not been great. And then he struggled in Game 2 here this series. But there is nobody who is looking to face Bob Gibson in a must-win situation. So the count is full. Cohen delivers to Drew. Curveball misses away. So for the 3rd straight inning, David Cohen allows a 2-out base runner. Here's Rogers Hornsby. Hornsby walked his first time up. He was the first of those. Fastball down low. Hornsby swings and misses. Oh, 0-1 delivery. Hornsby tries to hold up, and he does. It's 1-1. Hornsby yanks this one foul, and the count goes to 1-2. Uncharacteristically quiet for a New York playoff game at the moment. There's a bit of a nervous energy here. Slider away gets Hornsby fishing. Nice pitch there from Cone, and the side is retired. So Cone fans Hornsby with a nice slider. Gets him the chase. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Neither team with a hit as of yet. We're scoreless here at Shea. Here's Francisco Lindor. Lindor, a miserable regular season, but he's hitting .375 here in the series. Fastball misses inside. It's 1-0. Dean winds and fires. High fastball. Lindor fouls it off. Lindor fouls off that fastball away. Dean working to all quadrants. Breaking ball inside, and Lindor is fooled badly. Hits the dirt. Molina throws down to first. There's the strikeout. Third strikeout for Dean, and there's one away here in the bottom of the third. Here's Bernard Gilkey. Gilkey 2 for 7 in the series. First pitch changeup. Gilkey yanks it foul. Dean didn't take the bait when the press harassed him about possibly being a victim of a bit of a quick hook there in game 1. Dean simply said he didn't do his job. He's pitching here like a man out to make a point. 1-1 the count. Dean delivers. Saws the bat in half. Hornsby catches the pop-up. The shards fly out towards Dean on the mound. He emerges unscathed, and there are 2 away. I say it every time I do a Cardinals road game and I choose to use these uniforms, but I love these Cardinals unis. Definitely one of my all-time favorite baseball uniforms. So here's Joe Ferguson. Ferguson, 4 for 6 in the series. And he gives this one a ride to left. Langford's going back. He'll have a play, though, shy of the track. Puts it away, and the side is retired. So we're a third of the way through of a fairly brisk-moving game to this point. We head to the top of the fourth at Shea. Nobody's done anything. We head to the top of the fourth. Cardinals and Mets scoreless in Game 4 of the NLDS. Here's your fired broadcast crew, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. They're not terrible, but I just enjoy doing this too much. Here's Johnny Mize stepping in. I mean, I mentioned in the Discord earlier that I want to start, and I have to kind of formulate how I'm going to do it because I don't want to just ramble. But I want to start doing kind of roster/project development, like shop talk streams, once a week, once every other week, depending. Just about kind of knowledge I've gleaned and my process and how I do these things, and basically advice. I don't want to say, oh, this is how to do it, because I don't want to, grant myself arrogance about it. But just stuff I've picked up along the way, and hopefully some of the stuff that I may offer up to people who may want to put together projects on their own can possibly help them as far as coming up with systems to rate players and stuff like that across any other sports, because I've done this for a long, long time. Fly ball out to center. Beltran puts it away, and there's one down. Well, I appreciate that, Beatles. Thank you, buddy. I really do. I love doing it. This has been such a find for me to do the broadcasting thing. And then especially with with this project going as well as it's gone, to be able to broadcast baseball, which is, you know, my first love and stuff like that, has just been a nice turn back the clock thing for me to what I originally set out to do. Fastball misses up and away. It's 2-0. Fastball there on the inside corner. That pitch hasn't always been there today. But Cone gets the call there. It's 2-1. Fastball there. Edmonds swings through it. So Cone's now battled back to 2-2. 1 out here in the top of the fourth of a scoreless game. Slider up high. Edmonds fights it off. Again, Cone was a bit spotty during the regular season this year after a terrific performance in year 1 of the FSBL. But he has got everything working so far today. Changeup misses down and in. Edmonds lays off. And it's now a full count to Jim Edmonds. Cone delivers. That one was out of the zone. Edmonds swings at ball 4 and fouls it off. Fastball at the knees, strike 3. Down goes Edmonds, and he knew it. 5th strikeout for David Cone. 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Breaking stuff, off-speed stuff, and then comes back with the cheddar at the knees. That might have been a touch low, but Edmonds didn't argue. Edmonds was more mad at himself for taking it. Here's Ripper Collins. Fastball off the outside corner. It's 1-0. And Jamie says, thankfully we turned down the TV audio to get Legends doing the play-by-play. That's fitting. I have a face for radio. Fastball from Cone in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. And another heater. Cone feeling it right now. He's in a nice rhythm. He's working quickly and throwing easily. 1-2 pitch to Collins. Curveball misses inside. It's 2-2. That one is fouled off. So Collins hangs in there. Cone rocks and fires. High fastball inside. Collins gets a piece to fight it off. Ripper Collins pops this one up. Shallow left field. Lindor is camped underneath it. Puts it away, and the side is retired. Well, we've got the makings of a gem here, folks. Dizzy Dean and David Cone offering nothing to the opponents. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Cardinals nothing, Mets nothing. Mets have the top of the order coming up. Here's Jose Reyes. He flew out his first time up. Beatles, let's start a petition to get rid of Joe Buck and have Legends and Chris Slovic do postseason baseball. I don't know how we're going to work it, but at some point, Slovic and I are going to do a game or two together. We've talked about it. It's hard to work logistically with his location and my location and schedules and all that kind of stuff. But Slovic and I will absolutely do something at some point. A good guy and a hell of a lot of fun. And again, seeing Chris do this is one of the reasons why I got started doing it. Him and Al Red Sox fan were my kind of inspirations that, hey, maybe I can go and do this and maybe people will actually listen to it. So I would love to call the game with Chris. 3-1 pitch from Dean to Reyes. Fastball. Reyes swings and misses. Both pitchers playing a little bit of can you top this at this point. 3-2 offering from Dean. High fastball. Reyes skies it. Shallow center field. Hornsby goes out on it. He'll retrieve it. Puts it away for out number 1. Well, we'll see. I wish Slovic got more views just because he's so fun and he puts his heart and soul into every stream that he does. I mean, he threw that Little League Baseball thing together and he was announcing it like it was the World Series. It was so cool. And we have our first hit. Edgardo Alfonso drives one on the ground past Ken Boyer. So the Mets have a base runner here. The Cardinals had drawn a couple of walks. The Mets, unless I'm mistaken, had not gotten anybody on to this point. So Alfonso is on. That'll bring up Carlos Beltran. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Fastball is fouled away. That one's popped up. They were playing in, but Smith retreats, gets under it, and puts it away for the 2nd out. Not many doing streams with the 2-man booth. You guys make a great combo. Thanks, Jamie. Who's the caller, man? You know what? I would seed ground there. I think we do it like the Mets. The radio broadcast is Howie Rose is the main guy, and then he's always had somebody else with him, and it would always be Howie Rose does the first 3 innings play-by-play, and the other guy is the caller, and then they switch for the middle 3, and then Rose does it for the last 3. So I would, let Chris do the first 3 and last 3, and I'll do the middle 3, and do it that way, and we'll probably be fine. Maybe we can do 2, and then we can each kind of go and we can alternate that setup. But however it is, I just think it would be a blast to follow a game with Slovic and probably go off the rails at a couple of points. Strawberry hits this one well to right, but Drew has a beat on it, puts it away at the track, and the side is retired. So we are through 4 at Shea. The Mets get the first hit of the ball game, but still no score. We head to the top of the 5th. Ken Boyer will lead things off for the Cardinals. Boyer walked his first time up. Fastball in there for a called strike. Ken Boyer, just an outstanding breakout season for him. Again, I've made this point before that, especially in a league like this where there's so much talent, a team that kind of advances is going to need somebody to kind of have a surprising year. Last year for the Cardinals, Jim Edmonds and Ray Langford both kind of outperformed a little bit. Howard Johnson this year for the Mets. Ken Boyer is this year's guy for the Cardinals. Boyer obviously was a very, very fine player, but he's kind of at the top end of, I don't remember what Boyer's best season was, like 3, he hit like 3, off the top of my head, I'm going to say like 315 to 320 and 30 home runs and stuff like that, and that's what he did in this season for the Cardinals. And that's just kind of what it takes. Hey, what this is going to take is a shot into the gap for extra bases. Ray Langford around first, digging for second. Beltran retrieves it, and Langford is in with a 1-out double. So the Cardinals answer the Mets' first hit with their first hit of the ball game, a hard stroke double from Ray Langford. Langford thought about 3, but Beltran got there quickly and has a strong arm. So now here's Yadi Molina. My favorite thing about Chris's broadcast, Chris, I've always said, I kind of broadcast pretty straightforward. Obviously, I'll banter with you guys in the chat and stuff like that, but I kind of broadcast probably the most straightforward of any of us doing this stuff. Chris broadcasts, he's got the voice to do it when he's really in the big moment, which is great, but at the same time, Chris calls a game like he's the guy you're watching at a bar. Like, oh my God, what the hell is that? that part of that is great. It's great. I love that stuff. So shot there through the hole into left. It was kind of a weakly hit line drive. It finds the hole. Langford had to hold up, though, to make sure that ball was going to get through. That is not a great job by Howard Johnson, who's not a terrific defender. But now the Cardinals are threatening for the first run of the game. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Here's Ozzie Smith. Changeup misses away. It's 1-0. Cohen delivers. Fastball is in there. It's 1-1. 196 hits during the regular season for the Wizards, who played all 162. And there's a shot out to right. Strawberry plants. We'll see if the runner tags. Langford comes. Here's the throw home from Strawberry. It's offline, up the first base line, and Langford scores on the sacrifice fly from Ozzie Smith. And the scoreless game is broken. It's 1-0 St. Louis. So Smith did what he had to do. Strawberry has a fine arm, but it can be a little bit inaccurate, and that one sailed on him. It would have taken a perfect throw to get Langford. So now it's 2 out, man on first. Here's J.D. Drew. First pitch fastball, in for a call and strike. Splitter on the outside corner, it's 0-2. Talk about that and how Slovic calls a game and how I call a game and stuff like that. I love the different approaches that everybody who does these takes. It's really a lot of fun because everybody kind of brings something different to how they do a game. You know, listening to Bernard's kind of evolution, the more he's done this, for example, and getting more comfortable with it and kind of mixing the play-by-play and the conversational stuff like that. Like, that's been a blast for me to hear, you know, how much better he's gotten the more and more he does it. Drew serves this one out into left. Gilkey's there, puts it away, and the side is retired. So we're midway through, and the Cardinals strike first. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Cardinals 1, Mets nothing. I love how Dwayne Marks, check out his channel if you have not as of yet. I'm pretty sure everybody here already knows Dwayne well. Dwayne calls a game like he knows the guys personally, like he's had them over to dinner. The first names of everybody. Oh, Mickey's walking up to the plate, and Mickey's doing this, and Roger's doing this, and it's just cool. It's like I can imagine like I don't know any announcer like off the top of my head I could think of doing that, but I could figure that like the 30s and 40s, like announcers calling games like that. Like, yeah, these are our guys. You know, I think that's so cool too. And it's just everybody doing something different is a lot of fun. It's one of the reasons why I always encourage people to start doing this. Plus, just the community is so good. So Johnson fouls it off. The count is 2-2. High fastball, and down goes Hojo. Dean fans him. And you got to wonder if Dizzy Dean is going to pin the ears back and start to really fire up now that he's got a lead. High cheddar there. Hojo swings and misses. 4 strikeouts for Dizzy Dean. That'll bring up Lucas Duda. Duda's 0 for 1. Fastball in there for a call and strike. Curveball there. Duda's badly off balance. So 0-2 the count. Dean rocks and fires. Swung on and missed. Down goes Duda. Change up out of the zone. And right now, Dizzy Dean has the Mets taking some very uncomfortable at-bats. He's changing speeds. He's moving the ball everywhere. In and out, up and down. That pitch was out of the zone by a ways. And Lucas Duda goes chasing. So it's a pair of strikeouts here in the fifth for Dean, who now has 5. Here's Francisco Lindor. Curveball in there at the knees. Everything working at the moment for Dizzy Dean. Shot slashed the other way. That's inside the foul line. That's going to be extra bases for Lindor. Around first, Langford goes in the corner to get it. Lindor will hold at second. It's a 2-out double, and now the Mets have their first runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. Lindor slashes one the other way. Again, Lindor hit around 230 during the regular season. Did have 17 homers, but the average was down. But he has swung a fine bat so far in the series, and now here's Bernard Gilkey. Gilkey lashes one, but right at Mize. Gilkey hit that one hard, but right into the glove of Mize, who doesn't have to move, and the side is retired. So the Mets are turned aside. We head to the top of the sixth, a fantastic pitcher's duel here from Shea. Cardinals lead it 1-0 as they try to extend the series to Game 5. Here's Rogers Hornsby. Hornsby is 0 for 1. He also walked in the first. 3 for 12 in the series for the Raja. Slider misses down low. Skip Lockwood and Rick Reed are both throwing in the Mets bullpen. Curveball misses inside. It's 2-0. One last thing. The biggest comment I give, Beatles calls the game like a baseball fan. Like, that's, like a knowledge and like an appreciation for the history of it and stuff like that. And I don't think I could do that. I think I'd go off the rails too much. Like, if I tried to do that and talk about all these players and memories and assimilate all of that in, I try to do it a little bit. But I think if I tried to do that too much, I'd deviate way off the beaten path. And, I think doing that in a way that works and keeps everything flowing well is difficult. And Beatles does that very well. Al, Red Sox fan, is good at that stuff too. Al does it more so with teaching about the game that he's playing. Like, nobody can do a cards and dice kind of broadcast like Al can, where he can keep you in the action but still describe to you how the game mechanics are working, so how he's getting from point A to point B, and not have it feel like it's detracting from anything. That's why, like, everybody's got different strengths and different styles and different skills. I just think it's a really, really fun listen, all the way around. So Hornsby walks again. Cohn has pitched him very carefully. He did get him with the strikeout his last time up. Here's Johnny Mize, who Beatles wants to hit one out of the park. We'll see if he obliges. Hanging breaking ball. Mize hits it deep, but not quite deep enough. Beltran's under it. Puts it away for out number 1. Hornsby will retreat to first. Al and I have talked so many times. He's offered me a bunch of times about coming on and doing his Friends of the Channel chat with him, and we just haven't been able to make it work schedule-wise. Me working nights really kind of puts that off, and then when I'm off, when I get to spend time with my wife, actually, even Fridays and Saturdays, I don't want to take time to do that. Friday nights I can, because she kind of, at the end of her work week, being a nurse and all, she's just exhausted. She'll fall asleep a little early sometimes on Fridays. But just, we've discussed it, and I would love to do it with Al and just chat for a couple hours about whatever comes up, and our thoughts about this whole gaming and community and whatnot, sports history, etc. We'll work it out at some point, but Al is one of the good guys, and I look forward to doing that with him at some point. 2-1 the count. Cohn works to Edmonds. Fastball there. Edmonds tees up, but that's well foul. Fastball misses down low. It's 3-2. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 6th. Cohn to Edmonds. Edmonds skies this one to left. It's slicing away from Gilkey. Not an easy play, but Gilkey will track it down for the second out, and once again, Hornsby will retreat to first.
Now batting, number 12.
So that'll bring up Ripper Collins with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Collins is 0 for 2. He has struck out and popped out. And if you are new to the playoff broadcasts here, and just the game broadcasts in general for the Legend Sports universe, first of all, most importantly, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe if you have not, etc., all that shameless self-promotional bullshit. But I jump into games starting in the 7th as far as managing. I don't hit or pitch or anything like that, but as far as trying to handle some of the pitching changes, lineup changes, and stuff like that down the stretch, just because I think I can kind of do a better job than the sometimes questionable AI does in terms of subs and stuff like that. So we're getting nearer that point in this one. Shot out to second. Alfonso plays it on the hop. Throws to Duda. Collins is retired, and so are the Cardinals. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. The Mets will try to get something rolling. Ferguson, Reyes, and Alfonso to step in against Dean. Dizzy Dean has thrown 49 pitches through 5 innings. An absolutely masterful performance from the rookie so far here. Here's Joe Ferguson. Ferguson's 0 for 1. Fastball there, swung on and missed. Fastball is a called strike on the outside corner. And a curveball down low, and Dizzy Dean just continues to absolutely roll. 6 strikeout. Beautiful curveball here from Joe Ferguson, who swings right over the top of it. So now here's Jose Reyes as the order rolls over. Reyes is 0 for 2. First pitch swinging. Fouls it off. Dean hasn't really made it possible for the Mets to take pitches. He's right around the plate with everything. So the Mets are trying to jump on him early. But he's moving everything around the zone. And the Mets bats don't want to go falling behind. Reyes tries to lay a bunt down and fouls it off. 0-2 the count. Fastball down low. Reyes gets a piece. Six pitches, all strikes so far this inning from Dizzy Dean. Into the windup. And the pitch. High fastball away. Reyes won't chase. Dean rocks and fires. Curveball fouled off. And a changeup away. Reyes goes fishing. Another strikeout for Dean. That's number 7. And just look at the masterful way Dizzy Dean is working here. Fastball, fastball, fastball down and in. Fastball again up high. Goes with the curveball and then the changeup. All 3 pitches working for Dizzy Dean, who has been masterful. Here's Edgardo Alfonso. He's 1 for 2, has one of the 2 hits. Singled back in the 4th. Alfonso 5 for 13 in the series. Dean rocks and fires. Change up away. Fastball right in there for strike 2. Dean fires. Alfonso lines it the other way. It's slicing low and it's foul. One-two offering from Dizzy Dean. Alfonso goes fishing at the low fastball. He strikes out. That's number 8 for Dean, and that will end the 6th. We head to the top of the 7th. Cone and Dean locked up in a beauty here at Shea. Cardinals have the advantage, 1-0. And David Cone's day is done. So Cone makes it through 6th. The game wants to bring in Skip Lockwood. Let's see. The only one other guy working is Leiter. It's Boyer. So this move probably makes sense, actually. Although I wouldn't have taken Cone out as of yet. I don't remember what Cone's pitch count was. I know he was probably getting up there a bit, but I kind of think that Cone probably could have started the 7th. He's got a 2-hitter through 6, for God's sakes. Boyer, Langford, and Molina. I mean, yes, Langford hits righties really well. You know what? It's a very little known and honestly not great Negro Leaguer, Square Moore, was exceptional out of the bullpen for the Mets. You can see he's only rated a 75. He's not rated great, but he was terrific for the Mets during the season. So we're going to let Moore warm up. We're going to let Lockwood start this 7th inning, though. He'll face his 3 minimum, and then we'll go from there. So your final line on David Cone: 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks. That's what drove up the pitch count a bit. 5 strikeouts. Again, I don't remember exactly what the pitch count was, but I still think that Cone probably should not have come out of this game. But that's the thing. I can override certain things, and Lockwood, first pitch, gives up a single in the center. Well, if that wasn't predictable, I don't know what was. Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals hadn't hit him. I know Langford stroked the double and whatever to get that run in, but I think in real life that happens sometimes too, where a pitcher is going great and all of a sudden he gives up a couple, and then a couple of hits or whatever, and it's like, all right, well, now he's done. Well, these are big league hitters. Sometimes you're just going to get hits off of you. I don't think it means that a guy's done just because he's given up a couple of hits. I mean, that the Cardinals have 2 hits through 6 innings, entering this inning. I would have kept Cone in there. But again, Cone had a bit of a spotty season, and now Langford dunks one in the left for a base hit. So the Cardinals had 2 hits off of David Cone through 6. They've now got 2 hits and 2 batters off of Skip Lockwood here in the top of the 7th. Management seems to be a bit... This was not a great decision. It does not seem at this point. So the Cardinals now threatening with 1st and 2nd. Yadi Molina is up. He's 1 for 2. He got his first hit of the series back in the 5th. Yadi's certainly a double play candidate if he puts one on the ground. And he does. Down to Duda. Takes it to the bag himself. Didn't feel like he had a play anywhere else. He may very well have been right. So the runners move up. That basically equals a sacrifice. Molina's set aside. And now the Cardinals have 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Here's Ozzie Smith. So now we'll see. I don't remember what Smith's splits are. I remember him being fairly even against both. A little more power against lefties, but a much higher average against righties. And then you've got Drew on deck. All right. So Lockwood's going to come out of this game, especially because he doesn't look great. Al Leiter is going to come in relief. So Leiter will come on to turn Smith around to the right side and then presumably face J.D. Drew. Leiter threw a scoreless inning. He didn't exactly cruise through it, but he got it done. I believe that was in Game 3, if I remember correctly. Yep, I agree. I agree both with Beatles and Jamie. I would not have... That was a quick hook on Cone. WWG, wondering if he'll sneak a bunt out about Molina. Yeah, he might have. Again, he ended up getting the same result. Or unless you're talking about Ozzie sneaking a bunt in here. That's certainly a possibility. 0-1 count. Ground ball to second. Infield is in. Alfonso makes the play. The runner holds, and that's a huge out. So Leiter busts Ozzie Smith. The infield was in. The runner did not try to test it. Boyer didn't want to break. So now here's J.D. Drew. Drew is 0 for 2. He walked in the third. And Leiter really, really wants this one because waiting on deck is Rogers Hornsby. First pitch from Leiter. Fastball at the knees for strike one. Leiter from the set gets the sign from Ferguson. Drew ground ball to short. Lindor has it on the backhand. Throw to first and he gets him. And Leiter gets the job done in the seventh. So the Cardinals get second and third but can't get anybody home. We head to the bottom of the seventh. Seventh inning stretch time at Shea. Cardinals 1, Mets nothing. Desperately trying to break through against Dizzy Dean. So now the one thing that is the case here that I can't do anything about is if the game decides to pull Dean, that I can't override. I can decide who comes in relief, but I can't override it if it decides he's done. Lindy McDaniel and Al Hrabosky throwing in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Hrabosky was very solid in Game 3. Fastball misses up high. I think I'm remembering that right anyway. Now I said that and then I questioned myself. I'm like, wait a minute, was Hrabosky the one who got touched? But I think Hrabosky did a good job. If I'm wrong, we'll find out together if he comes in this game when it shows his stat line. Beltran's 0 for 2, 1-1 the count. Fastball there, Beltran fouls it off. One-two pitch. Ground ball to second, right at Hornsby. Throws on to Mize, and there's one away.
The right fielder, number 18, Darryl Strawberry.
So that'll bring up Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry is 0 for 2. He has struck out and lined out. Dizzy Dean has been exceptional, but this is a 1-0 game, and there's not much room for error. High fastball. Strawberry swings and misses. It's 0-1. Shea Stadium crowd getting to their feet for the wave, which should be a felony. Breaking ball from Dean misses inside. As Beatles notes, up 66 pitches. Dean now up to 69. But I mean, he's been ahead of everybody. He hasn't walked anybody, I don't believe. I mean, look at that pitch total. His high was 14 in the last inning. He has just been absolutely fantastic, as he was during the regular season. 1-2 the count to Strawberry. Dean delivers. High fastball swung on and missed. And down goes Darryl. 9th strikeout for Dizzy Dean. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And you know that wherever he is at the moment, Bob Gibson is licking his chops at the prospect of bouncing back for a Game 5 on the home ground of Busch Stadium. By no means is this game over, though. This is a 1-0 affair. Howard Johnson is struck out twice. He takes a ball up and in. Dean is on short rest, but he didn't throw that many pitches because he kind of got the quick hook in Game 1. So they might pull him a bit early because of the 3 days rest thing. Johnson lines that one. That's a fair ball down the third baseline. Langford gets there quickly. Hojo runs pretty well. Good throw from Langford, but Johnson is in with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the 7th. So Johnson goes the other way with one. They were playing him to pull. That's a great job by Ray Langford to get there and make a play on that. And now here's Lucas Duda. Fastball, high strike called to the big lumbering Mets first baseman. Duda has struck out and lined out. He's 2 for 14 in the series now, though he does have a homer. Fastball, down and in. I know the lefty Herboski was warm in the bullpen, but I wasn't taking Dizzy Dean out of this game the way he's throwing, not just for platoon purposes. I know that gets overdone dramatically. Fastball swung on and missed there. The count goes to 1-2. Dean comes to the set, looking for his 10th strikeout of the ballgame. Fastball just misses inside. Two and two the count. There's the pitch. Down low, changeup gets Duda to end the 7th. 10 strikeouts for Dizzy Dean. 7 scoreless innings. Dean is pumped up as he comes off the mound. And the Cardinals still hold on to the lead. A gem going on here at Shea Stadium. Mets looking to close out the Cardinals. Cardinals looking to push it to a decisive Game 5. They have a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the 8th. Rogers Hornsby will step in. Hornsby is 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Now if you're the Mets, you've got 2 lefties up after this. And Leiter throwing well. I'm going to let Leiter deal with Hornsby. You've got Mogridge warmed up. If you need him. But you got 2 lefties on after Hornsby. So really you just need Leiter to get through Hornsby here. Line shot from Hornsby out in the center. It's going to fall in front of Beltran for a base hit. So with the 2 lefties up after Hornsby, they decided to let Leiter stay in, and Hornsby jumped on the first pitch and lines it into center for a single. Here's Johnny Mize. Mize is 0 for 3. Fastball misses away. It's 1-0. Yes, Beatles, Dean's changeup has just been... I mean, he's got all 3 pitches. The fastball, the curveball, and the changeup have all been working. He has just been masterful throughout this game. Nice cutter there from Leiter. It's 1-1. Here's the pitch from Leiter. Fastball misses up high. Jim Edmonds waits on deck. There's a shot up the middle for Mize. It's a base hit. Beltran gets it in quickly. Hornsby will hold at second. First and second for the Cardinals. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th. And that'll bring up Jim Edmonds. Rick Reed and George Mogridge warm out in the Mets bullpen. This is probably the last batter for Leiter, regardless of what happens. I'm trying to remember the batting order right. I don't remember if it's Boyer or Collins up next. I think it's Ripper Collins. I think Collins is better from the left-hand side. We got to see. Fastball misses away. Yeah, Collins better from the left, so maybe they would keep Leiter in for one more. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. 1-2 the count as Leiter works to Edmonds. That one's down in the dirt, blocked by Ferguson. Runners try to advance. That's a bad decision. They're thrown out. Hornsby gets thrown out at third. An identical play happened in, I'm trying to remember now if it was the Giants Expos game earlier. The pitch was in the dirt. Willie McCovey thought it got past Jan Gomes, and it did not. So the trailing runner advances, but Hornsby is thrown out at third. There's one out. Mize is at second. 3-2 pitch to Edmonds. Fastball pulled foul. Ferguson kept that ball in front of him. It was a close play at third, but Hornsby was thrown out for the first out, and it's a big one. Fastball down low. Edmonds gets a piece. Oh, that's so cool, Jamie. That's a great story. Edmonds just gets a nubbin on it. He got a splinter on that ball to stay alive. Three-two pitch coming from Leiter. Edmonds ground ball in the hole. It's a base hit. We'll see if they send him. Mize does not run well, to be kind. Gilkey gets it in quickly, and Edmonds holds at first. Mize holds at third. Runners at the corners, but Al Leiter, after getting a terrific job done last inning, has had nothing to offer here. So now the Mets have to revisit things. You've got Reed and Mogridge. Ripper Collins is better against righties. Ken Boyer, better against lefties. And then you've got Langford. Now, the Cardinals do have some bench options that they will have the ability to go to, too. They have Brian Jordan, who could hit for Langford. But right now, I just feel like Leiter is offering nothing. We're going to take him out, but we're going to go to Mogridge. So it's going to be another lefty. But I don't think that Leiter is throwing well at this point. And George Mogridge is going to come on in relief. Mogridge worked 2 scoreless innings earlier in this series. Now he will come in to relieve Al Leiter. Turn Ripper Collins around to his right-hand side. Collins is 0 for 3. He's been a good playoff performer, though, for the Cardinals, so Collins is going to get a crack at it. He's 3 for 9 in the series with a double. Mogridge acquired from the Twins last offseason with Shane Mack in the deal that sent Lenny Dykstra to Minnesota. Mogridge delivers. Collins lines it into right. That's a base hit. Mize will score. It's an RBI single for Ripper Collins, and the Cardinals extend their lead to 2-0. Big hit from Ripper Collins. Looked like a slider that got a bit too much plate, and Collins serves it out into right. Now here's Ken Boyer. Boyer 1 for 2. Two-seamer on the inside corner from Mogridge. Boyer 1 for 2. He's singled in the 7th. He's driven in 5 runs in this series already, in the midst of what has been a terrific season for the Cardinals' third baseman. Mogridge delivers. Fastball, that looked like a good pitch. It's called inside. It's 1-1. Locks him up at the knees. It goes to 1-2. Mogridge needs to keep this game a 2-0 game. High fastball there, swung on and missed, and down goes Boyer. So big strikeout from Mogridge to bounce back after the Collins single. Here's Ray Langford. Langford is 2 for 3. He's got a single and a double and a run scored. I'm going to drop this one into the chat. Do you let Langford hit? Because Mogridge can't come out of this game because he hasn't faced the 3 batters yet. So Mogridge has to stay in. Do you let Langford hit despite the lefty-lefty platoon since he has 2 hits on the day, or do you let Brian Jordan hit for him? I can kind of be swayed either way on that. Normally, I wouldn't pinch hit for a guy who's got a couple of hits. So I'm a little bit inclined to leave Langford in, but I can be swayed if anybody in the chat has a strong opinion. Quickly. Langford seeing the ball well. Oh boy, we're alternating. All right, we got 2 out of 3 say Jordan. All right, I kind of agree with Beatles, but we'll go with the majority rule. 2 out of 3 say to go to Brian Jordan here. Also, Langford's a good fielder. Brian Jordan is an excellent fielder. So, Jordan will come in to hit for Langford. We'll see how this one plays out. 375 so far in the playoffs. Jordan 3 for 8. No homers or RBIs. Well, let me get out of me batting. I want no part of that. First and second, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Brian Jordan to face George Mogridge. First pitch swinging, and Jordan puts one towards the gap. That's a long run. Strawberry's not going to get there. It splits the gap. It goes to the wall. Strawberry can't get a hold on it. It's a 2-run double for Brian Jordan, and the Cardinals blow the lead up to 4-0. So the pinch hit decision works. Brian Jordan jumps all over the George Mogridge pitch. Belt high out over the plate. Not ideal. Jordan, the former defensive back, motors, but he holds up at second. And now here's Yadi Molina. Pineapple on pizza is a good deal, Sean. You just got to put it with the right other stuff. Pineapple bacon, that's there's no complaints about that. That's good stuff. But I digress. Breaking ball from Mogridge. Molina swings and misses. And you can hear a pin drop at Shea Stadium. Now we'll see what the Cardinals do with Dean. Again, the 3 days rest thing seems to be negated by his very low pitch count. He has struck out 10 through 7 innings. He's got a 3-hit shutout going at the moment. Molina snagged by Alfonso on a nice play, and that sets the side aside here in the 8th. But not before the Cardinals add 3. Lindor, Gilkey, and Ferguson due up for the Mets in the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals lead it 4-0. Brian Jordan will stay in the game in left. And Dizzy Dean will stay on the hill for the Cardinals. So here's Francisco Lindor. He's 1 for 2. He doubled in the 5th. Dean is at 79 pitches. Kind of think the first sign of trouble, you're going to see Dean out of this game. But now the Cardinals, McDaniel and Hrabosky are both warmed up. They've got Trevor Rosenthal and Dave Fouts starting to throw now that they've got a little bit of a cushion. There is an off day before Game 5 would be held in St. Louis, though. So I don't feel like you need to kind of baby your bullpen here. I'd still be inclined to go, particularly with Hrabosky, who's throwing well. Lindor loops one out in the left. Jordan dives. It's just off the glove. Terrific effort from Brian Jordan. Nothing he could have done there. Lindor drops a leadoff single in the left here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Bernard Gilkey. The Mets not a lot of strength on their bench. Dave Magadan, Jerry Grody, Asdrubal Cabrera, Angel Pagan, and Shane Mack are the 5 guys on the Mets bench. Curveball, this is down low. Cabrera's an interesting option. He's a utility guy and a switch hitter. He's got a little bit of thump in his bat. Gilkey bounces this changeup foul. It's 0-2. Dean winds and fires. Curveball misses down low. 1-2 the count. Dean from the set keeps an eye on Lindor. Low fastball, Gilkey chases, and down he goes. Strikeout number 11 for Dizzy Dean. And that'll bring up Joe Ferguson. Ferguson is 0 for 2 on the day. He's 4 for 8 in the series. Ferguson's got some thunder. He could put the Mets back into this game if he can tag one. But right now, nobody's come close to tagging one off of Dizzy Dean. There have not been as many. Sure, we're only in the division series round. I understand that. But there have not been as many big quality pitching starts made this postseason as there were a year ago. Offense having a bit more of a role so far in this postseason. Don't tell Dizzy Dean that. 3-0 pitch. Changeup is in there. A 3-0 changeup, an interesting choice. Don't see that often. But he spots it to get it to 3-1. Fastball rides up and in, and Ferguson swings and misses. Count goes full. Dean adjusts his cap as he walks back up the hill. Now at 92 pitches. Three-2 offering. Ferguson yanks it but foul. Dean from the set. Fires, swung on and missed, and down goes Ferguson for strikeout number 12. Dizzy Dean has been locked in from the first pitch of this game. It's a game of catch with him and Yadi Molina. Here's Jose Reyes. Reyes is 0 for 3. And you know there's the piece of Bob Gibson that's not going to want to be shown up by this performance from the rookie Dizzy Dean. Fastball at the letters for strike 1. But let's not forget the other part of that Game 5 equation. There's a guy named Tom Seaver who's going to take the mound for the Mets, who the rumor has it is pretty good as well. Curveball down in the dirt. It's 1-1. Fastball misses away. The count goes to 2-1. Reyes slashes it out on the left. That's going to be a base hit. Jordan comes up throwing. Lindor will hold at second. So the Mets have 2 men on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And that's going to bring up Edgardo Alfonzo. Alfonso 1 for 3. This is probably the last batter for Dizzy Dean. Carlos Beltran waits on deck. Beltran much better from the left-hand side of the plate than from the right-hand side. Want to make sure that they've got... No, it's not Chuck Taylor time yet. Stop that nonsense. Sit Taylor down. Want to make sure that Hrabosky is loose. Yeah, see, it sat him down. Now he's not warm. But we can go to a mound visit and stuff like that, so he'll be all right. We'll see if it gets to that point, though. So Dean and Alfonso. Alfonso is 1 for 3. He had the Mets' first hit against Dean. Fastball there is a called strike. It's 1-1. 2 men on. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals lead it 4-0. Alfonso, ground ball to second. Hornsby has it, takes his time, throws to first. Alfonso is retired, and Dizzy Dean has 8 scoreless innings in the books. We head to the top of the 9th at Shea. The Cardinals are 3 outs away from forcing Game 5. They'll get a chance at the plate first to try to extend things. Here's Ozzie Smith. I don't think George Mogridge should stay in this game, though. Reed's the only guy throwing out there, but that's fine. We're going to warm Squaremore up, too. But we're going to put Reed into this game. So Reed, 2 games, an inning and 2/3 so far in the postseasons. This will be his 3rd appearance of the series here in Game 4. He will face Ozzie Smith. Smith is 0 for 3. First pitch, changeup, fouled off. Dizzy Dean fan club in the chat, and rightfully so. Just a absolutely outstanding performance from Dean. There you see Squaremore throwing out in the Mets bullpen. The diminutive right-hander. Fastball there. Smith fouls it off. Here's the pitch from Reed. Smith fouls another one off. One-two offering as Reed works to Ozzie Smith. Shatters the bat, but the ball lands foul. Ozzie's going to need some new lumber. Long extended view of the third base coach in a weird trance. 1-2 offering. Smith pulls this one foul. Ferguson sets up inside. Reed delivers. Smith fouls it off. Johnson can't get to it, and Ozzie stays alive again. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Reed goes away. Fastball off the corner. If you have not banged the like button yet and you have enjoyed the broadcast, I hope you will consider doing so. YouTube loves that stuff. Slash to short, one hopper to Lindor, throws to first. Ozzie's gunned down. There's one away. So that'll bring up J.D. Drew. Drew is 0 for 3, 0-77 in the series. First pitch from Reed is a fastball on the outside corner. Shot down to first. Duda has it. He'll take it to the bag himself, and Drew is turned aside. So that'll bring up Hornsby. Hornsby's 1 for 2. He's singled in the 8th. 4 for 13 in the series. Reed rocks and fires. Fastball misses down low. Greatly appreciate you guys hanging with me on this late night, early morning game. Wanted to get this one in today. And thankfully it has lived up to expectations. Dizzy Dean. And David Cone was terrific. Cone probably should not have come out of this game when he did. That was a first guess by me and the guys in the chat. Nice play by Lindor. Hornsby kind of in coast mode, down to first, and the side is retired. So the Mets trail 4-0. They have the heart of the order coming up. Beltran, Strawberry, and Johnson. We'll see who they face. It's going to be Dizzy Dean. 101 pitches. Dean will start the 9th inning. Fastball at the knees for strike one. Rosenthal and Fouts again. We'll monitor that situation depending on what happens, but Dizzy Dean's going to get a shot to go the distance here. Beltran slashes it the other way, and that might end that. Langford cuts it off. Beltran's going to wisely hold at first. He could have made second there, but his run means nothing, so there's no reason for him to test it. Good effort by Boyer, but Beltran slips it past him. So now, see, now you've got to the lefty portion of it. So when did it sit Fouts down? I gotta see. This is gonna kind of depend. Hrabosky, Johnson's weaker against lefties, and then a lefty bat after that. I think you gotta go to Hrabosky here. Go to the mound visit. They're going to talk it over with Dean to buy some time. There you see low energy. 103 pitches. 8 scoreless. They gave him a chance to get the complete game. But Hrabosky is going to come into this one. So that'll end the day for Dizzy Dean. An absolutely dynamic performance from the Cardinals rookie. 8 innings, 12 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed. He's held the Mets scoreless, and now Al Hrabosky is going to come in to try to settle things here in the 9th. Hrabosky's appeared twice in the series, an inning and 2/3. He hasn't allowed a run. Oops. Forgot to take care of that part of it. So he finishes his warm-up pitches. That'll get him sufficiently warmed up. Hrabosky to face Strawberry. Beltran on first. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th. First pitch swinging. Strawberry skies this one shallow right center. Long run for Edmonds, but he'll get there. Edmonds was playing Strawberry practically in the parking lot, but he manages to run that one down for out number 1. So that'll bring up Howard Johnson. 1 for 3. Johnson doubled back in the 7th. Forkball off the plate. It's 1-0. World's worst gamer, Sean giving Dean the ovation as he comes off the mound. Agreed. Johnson, ground ball through the hole. Base hit in the right. Beltran's going for third. Throw is offline. Risky move from Carlos Beltran there. His run doesn't mean anything. Beltran runs very well. And it gives one less base for the force. I understand it. I'm still not sure you go there. Especially with the right fielder playing a little shallow. So now it's first and third, 1 out. All right, now I know it's a pitch into the at-bat, but there's no way that Duda should hit here. That was me being asleep at the switch, so I apologize for that. But there's no way that Duda is hitting against Hrabosky in this spot. He's 0 for 3. He struck out twice. So we got Shane Mack, Jerry Grody, Angel Pagan. Let's see, Cabrera 83-45, Mack 82-72. Shane Mack is going to get the call here to bat for Lucas Duda. I don't like doing that in the one pitch into the at bat, but that's all right. It was my mistake letting Duda go there. There's just no way that Duda is facing Hrabosky lefty-lefty in that spot. 0-1 pitch to Mack. A fastball was in there, and it's 0-2. Hrabosky gets the sign from Molina. And delivers. Fastball down low. 1-2 offering just off the outside corner. That looked like a good pitch from Hrabosky. But Mack gets the call. It's 2-2. Fastball misses down low. It's 3-2. Francisco Lindor waits on deck. And Lindor's poor regular season could get forgotten if he could come up with a big hit. First it's Mack, popped up in foul ground. Mize underneath it, puts it away for the second out, and it's a huge one. Nice play there by Mize, retreating into foul ground on it. And now comes in the closer, Chuck Taylor. Taylor will face Lindor. One appearance, Taylor saved Game 3. Lindor is 2 for 3. He's got a single and a double. First pitch from Taylor is a strike on the outside corner. Cardinals trying to force Game 5. Fastball misses down low. It's 1-1. Bernard Gilkey at the moment is in the on-deck circle as the potential tying run. 1-1 pitch from Taylor. Lindor swings and misses. Got a piece of it. Tipped it off of Molina's glove. And the Mets are down to their final strike. 1-2 offering from Chuck Taylor. High fastball. Lindor fouls it off. Crowd here at Shea on their feet, trying to urge their team along. Fastball, that's off the plate. Lindor chases a bit and fouls it off. Still 1-2. Taylor delivers again. Fastball misses inside. 2-2 the count. Taylor fires, breaking ball. Lindor smacks it down to Boyer, who picks it cleanly. Throw to first, and the ball game is over, and we'll have a Game 5 from Busch Stadium. So Chuck Taylor gets the final out. It didn't come easy in the ninth. It did, however, come easy for that man. Dizzy Dean, 8 innings, 12 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed. Working on 3 days rest. Just a masterful performance from Dizzy Dean. I'm sorry, I forgot the Mets had gotten a couple more hits late. So it was 6 hits off of Dizzy Dean, but even so. 8 scoreless innings, 12 strikeouts. Dean gets the win. David Cone, who was very, very good for the Mets, he left trailing this game 1-0. Chuck Taylor gets the save, and the series is tied at 2. So Dizzy Dean with what to this point has been the best performance of the postseason. Just with a terrific job, and that sets up Game 5, Tom Seaver, Bob Gibson from Busch Stadium for the winner to go to the NLCS. Again, Gibson up and down during the regular season. He has not pitched to where you expect Bob Gibson to be in the regular season. But 3 very strong starts in last postseason. He had control problems. He wasn't even hit hard in his performance in Game 2 of this series. The Mets didn't hit him hard, but Gibson walked the park. He walked 6. And the Mets made him pay for it. But Gibson, if you really think Bob Gibson is going to have 2 subpar postseason starts in a row, I'm inclined to think not. So Seaver and Gibson, as Jamie knows, should be must-see TV here on the channel. So Dean, yep, like I said, Dean struck out 12. He walked none. Cone, 6 innings, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, only 1 run allowed. That's a tough luck loss for David Cone, who was really, really solid. Huge 2-run pinch hit double for Brian Jordan as part of that 3-run 8th inning. That ended up being a big hit. It was a tough decision for him to come in and pinch hit for Ray Langford. Langford was 2 for 3 prior to that. Ripper Collins with a big RBI. So the Cardinals get it done, and they force Game 5. That will do it from here. Next broadcast on the channel will probably be an American League Game 4. The Indians lead the Yankees 2-1, and the Red Sox lead the A's 2-1 as they try to knock out the defending champions. The A's once again won 111 games, but the Red Sox have them on the ropes. So one of those 2 games will be the next game on the channel, broadcast at some point tomorrow. If I can, I'm going to try to knock out both of those American League games at some point tomorrow. Probably one early and one on the later side. But I greatly appreciate you guys checking in. That was a fun broadcast, and you guys in the chat certainly helped make it so. Beatles Eternally, SGJ, Jamie, World's Worst Gamer, and Tex Ags all were here. Bernard Strom was in the house earlier on as well. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. No, I think we're good. I know Mr. Silva had a call in tonight. That damn work thing calls on us to get sleep and stuff. But greatly appreciate you guys joining me. Enjoy the rest of your night, the rest of your early morning. Be good to each other, and we'll talk soon. Cardinals and Mets are heading back to Busch for a Game 5.